What is up, everyone? I hope you're doing well. I know that these are really crazy, chaotic times that we're living in, going from the pandemic and then now controversy, right? If you pay attention to any of the news that's going on today, you see a lot of controversy, a lot of one side, this side. Listen, I want to come back to this thought. The other day, Kelsey and I were praying at night over our babies, and she said this. She said, Lord, I just pray right now, and I thank you for the opportunity that we have to go to church. Now, when she said it, she was talking to Camry, and Camry, our little 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old, she's been so excited to be able to go back to her class. Like, she was excited about watching an iPad at home, but there's just something about being around people. My little girl is a people person. Come on, somebody, right? She was so excited about being around people and seeing all her friends and going to her classroom. And Kelsey, my wife, prayed that over her. Lord, we are so excited about being in church and being able to go to church. I want to read you these scriptures. This is found in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. It says, and let us not neglect our meeting together, like as some people do. Some people just neglect the fact that they, can't meet or don't meet or whatever. But encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. It's getting closer. Don't neglect that opportunity to meet together, to gather together. And listen, I'm not talking about just a church building. No, I'm talking about small groups. I'm talking about discipling yourself. Listen, just because a church building may close temporarily, the church is not closed. Come on. It still is living. The body, the ecclesia. You are the church, the people. I know our pastor, whenever we had our first Sunday back open, he quoted Psalm 122. It says in verse 1, David was writing this song. I was glad when they said unto me, come on, let us go into the house of the Lord. Listen, the church, the body is needed now more than ever. Now that the pandemic is slowly regressing, right? We're not progressing anymore. We're regressing. We're slowing down a little bit, and phase by phase, we are being allowed to meet and gather together. But just because we're now being allowed to gather in groups does not mean that you can stop growing yourself individually, right? Now more than ever, we have got to get to this place where we are discipling ourselves, where we are educating ourselves, we are growing, because the church needs to grow. The people need to grow. We need to grow closer to God together, because now more than ever, our world, as you can see, needs a touch from Jesus. I hope this devotional has been on point. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you would just take this little bit of encouragement, and that you would be encouraged to literally say, hey, you know what? I've got to be the change. I've got to be the excitement for the people around me. I've got to be the light. I've got to be the example. I have to be what God has called me to be. And that is life. That is love. That is the light around the darkness. I love you. I hope you're doing well. Can't wait to see you. Love you guys.